I don't know about you, but I've always seen life as a wave. Some waves are big, some waves are small, some waves are good, some waves are not so good. I've realized that often when we are riding high on a good wave, a smaller bad wave comes along and just tries to kind of knock us off our surfboard. I'm going to talk about what we need to do when a second wave like that comes along. Most importantly, you must stay on your discipline as far as bodybuilding goes. Your meals, your fluids, all of that. Little adjustments that you can make with the training, decrease the intensity, so only one set per workout is truly a soul-wrenching set. But you do need that because that's how you get that feeling of fulfillment after the workout, which is really important in times of stress. You need to have that little treat, so to speak, for yourself, that feeling of just good and energy and just everything that comes from pushing yourself really hard. But we don't need to do the whole workout like that. You can just do one set like that. The rest of it, high quality repetitions, be very mindful. Focus on your breathing on every rep. That will help a lot. So make sure your training is hard, but become even more focused on what you are experiencing inside, because this is a time you have to listen to your body, because your body is your brain. It's all one thing. So if you're getting stressed, you got the second wave, things are trying to knock you down, don't ramp your volume up and go more intense, obviously. But also, don't stop training. That's what a lot of people do. Because at first it's appealing. For a week or two, you have way more energy because you don't spend all that energy on training. And hey, if you don't eat the meals, suddenly you have way more time, right? Wrong. What happens is after a couple of weeks or whatever goes by, you now have fallen out of your discipline. And now you have a much, much bigger problem than that small wave. Because good luck staying on the big positive wave if you've lost your discipline. So do not lose your discipline, no matter what it takes for you to stay on it. Now, there could be an abbreviated version, that's fine, but you got to stay on it. What I do is when life is very challenging, and, I've got this negative wave trying to pull me off the big wave, trying to pull my whole family, trying to pull everybody down. What do? I dig my feet in hard and I work harder, literally. I then take a piece of paper and I write down the time, I write down what I've just done, and then I go on to the next thing. And I keep going. I don't want any time during the day to not be disciplined and dedicated. Now, that doesn't mean I don't take time for myself, time to take some breathing practices, time to, self-care. Yes, but that's scheduled in. There cannot be any loose time. And trust me, nearly all of us will have loose time in the day. That's time when you chill out, go browse through, like you're watching this right now. This is probably, your free time. Well, when life is really challenging, you don't have time for free time. You don't have time to go on Instagram. Not so much the time, but also the energy, because just processing what I'm saying here, listening to this, that is costing you a little bit of your energy, which is fine if you have plenty of energy to go around, and hopefully this will help you going forwards. But don't be fooled. In one day, we get about as much stimulation as a human used to in a year, or something outrageous like that. So we are constantly under stress. So we need to reduce the stressors in any way we can. So start thinking about that. Make sure you're optimizing your sleep. Make sure you're optimizing your food. I truly believe things are not going to get quotation marks better. Go type in on YouTube, white clots from a certain, epidemic. Some doctors are finding white clots in every carcass. Some of them are up to 2 foot long. That's pretty terrifying. What does that tell me? It tells me that we have to take even better care of ourselves, because now we have this extra thing and we can do it. But what I'm saying is, when those waves come, and it will, because there are, that's what existence is. It's wave after wave. Some are good, some are not as good. Then we have flat periods of calm. And then we have those monster tsunamis sometimes, let's say the death of a family member would be a tsunami, for instance. But even then, you need to stay on your discipline. Even if it means, let's say, abbreviating everything you do to the most basic form, drinking your chicken shakes instead of having your meals, you still need to do it. So please, trust me when I say, I've gone through quite a lot over the years, I lost my dad when I was turning 9. That was a big one. Don't have a huge family or anything like that. I've, in my immediate family, there has been some mental issues, which ended up in me actually having an autistic burnout last year, where I just really couldn't do much of anything for a few months as far as communicating. I was still functional as a person, but just when it came to communicating, giving my energy to others, I didn't have it. And I realized looking back that a big reason I didn't have it was I spent so much of it on the months previous. And always remember, doing certain stuff you will never get thanks for. In fact, doing certain things, people will blame you even and try and make it seem like you're doing something wrong. Well, you have to ask yourself, are they here with you? Are they seeing what you're seeing? If they're not, then they're just, they're making their own version of reality up, which isn't true. So stay strong and stay true to your beliefs is what I'm going to say, because it's obviously not going to get easier, guys. There's all this crazy, think of everything that is happening. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but AI, epidemics, just thing after thing is coming. So what I'm saying is the waves will come. The only question is, are you ready for it? Or are you one of those people that gets pounded by the wave? You get smashed against the rocks. Then you get paddling again. You go swimming again. You get on the surfboard again. But this time you're a little more hesitant. This time you try and stay in the more shallow area. Like imagining that the shallow area won't have the tsunamis coming. Of course, the tsunami just goes through everything, right? So get out there, get on the biggest wave you can and just ride that. And do not look away from the shore. That's the key. Don't look behind you. Look forward, guys. Anyway, I hope this has been interesting to some of you. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Love you all. Please sub and subscribe. If you subscribe and ring the bell, it is really helpful. And I'm really trying my best to get this going now.